And I just had a conversation with an investor who's considering selling his house, and he talked to a listing agent, and guess what her advice was? I love that you're giving people choices, because I think a lot of times the old way of thinking in real estate is just list your property, highest amount of money, right? And realizing that that's not the best fit for people. And when I started to get into investing myself, I remember I went to an event, and in a lot of the investment circles, I feel like real estate agents is kind of like the four-letter word. Like, we're the person who, like, oh, they're lazy. They just list houses and make a bunch of money and don't do any work. And so I felt like as an agent, sometimes like we were looked down upon in some of these investor circles that I was in. And I remember asking a question, and I don't remember what the question was, but he just kind of laughed and he's like, oh, I love real estate agents because you tend to only think one way. Right. And I just had a conversation with an investor who's considering selling his house, and he talked to a listing agent, and guess what her advice was? I think we should list your house. And he's exploring cash offers from these other companies. And he's like, but what I'm netting here kind of makes more sense for me in my life and my next step of what I want to do. But my agent's saying, well, we should just list your house. And I love that you have a fresh perspective, and you see how the right answer for everybody, it's convenience, it's timing, it's, making a couple of chess moves. And it's not just sell my house for the most amount of money, which is helpful, but there's a lot of ways that people can take a look at it, and you can solve more needs doing it the way that you do it versus just list my house and that's it. That's the only tool that I have. It's a hammer in a toolbox. Well, not everybody needs a hammer in their toolbox at that given time.